obviously, call is the word mean call, invite, or to summon. In the New Testament, it speaks about that divine call that God gives, that gives to us as His people. And when He calls us, then one of the things that must happen, that He calls us into a life of transformation. That He does not call us and cause us to remain the same. That's why we talk about the progressiveness of sanctification. And He called us, and change taking place in our life. And when He called us, it is just like, and I use Elder Bingham for example. Elder Bingham called as a lawyer, and because he can operate as a lawyer or as a solicitor, because he was called to the bar. He was called. And there are certain responsibility that he has because he's called. There's certain things that he's not allowed to do because he's called. You get a point? So the same idea. So with a call comes responsibility. Not only do we have to serve, but it comes and the same idea when God called us. He which had called us, and God is saying because He called us, one of the responsibility that we have is to make sure that we live holy. And the one who does the calling, it defines the responsibility or the duty of those who are called. Lose exactly. Lose the ability to function as an attorney, and we know the same. The same thing with us, even as God's people, that we are called. We have certain responsibility, and I know we are living in a new kind of age where they want to tell you that anything goes, but it's not so according to the words. And the Bible tells us that He which had called us, which is God, was called us. So because he has called us, one of our responsibilities then is to be holy. And it tells us that we are to reflect the nature of Him who had called us. That's what it's about. And so it is not necessary. Holiness is not, or to be holy is not necessary what the church say, what pastors say, or what other people say, but it is what God says. Let's look, guys. He which had called you is holy, and we know that the fact. Holy. And this is a Greek word, you should know it for after a little while now. Hagios, it speaks about holiness. And I touched on it before. It means to be set apart, sacred, or to be pure. So it tells us that He which had called us is set apart, is pure. So we talk about the holiness of God is the fact that God is set apart, and also God has moral purity. And he's saying this is what that we are also to be. He which had called you is holy.